want to especially welcome you to Star Parents right here on your Star channel, where we raise star kids. I'm your host, Oluwakemi Blessing Afolabi, and it's such a pleasure to have you join us again today. Trust me, it will be a wonderful, interesting, and entertaining episode. Okay, let's go right into the parenting tips segment because we have a guest in the studio, so no time to waste, no time to check time. So the first quote is from Bob Kishan, and Bob says, "Parents are the ultimate role models for children. Every word, movement, and action has an effect. No other person or outside force has a greater influence on a child than a parent. You're your child's first role model, you're your child's first mentor, your child's first influence. How exactly are you influencing your child?" Talking about influencing your child, Peggy O'Mara says, "The way we talk to our children becomes their inner voice." So your influence, how you talk to them, positively, negatively, that becomes their inner voice. Whenever they're not with you, that is what keeps ringing in their mind. So as a parent, ask yourself, how exactly am I influencing my kids? What am I saying to my children? Is it Olori Buruku or Olori Re? Ask yourself. All right, let's go straight into the heart of the matter. For a discuss segment today, we have a special guest in the studio, like I said earlier. Our topic today is the girl child and the society. People say when you educate or train the girl child, you train the nation. That's how important the girl child is. And that is why we have a girl child advocate in the studio with us today to discuss this topic. Our guest is a wife. She's a minister of God. She's a mom. She's a writer. She's a heart and, fascinator maker. She has lots of parts. Hey, power woman. First of all, let us welcome Mrs. Ruth Fabowale. Woo! AKA Mama Fabs. I call her Mama Fabs because she's fabulous, man. I know I've not told her before why I call her Mama Fabs. Now you know. Okay, you're so welcome, man. Such a pleasure to have you.
It's so good to be here.
So I said first of all the other time. Now, the reason why I said first of all is this. First of all, tell us, a woman of so many parts, how do you do it 24 hours in a day? I just had a baby and I'm tired.
Oh my God.
I'm already tired though. That whole working class woman, power woman, wife, mom, I want to do this, I want to do that. I was telling my husband yesterday how tired I am already. How do you do it?
Well, you guys say that I actually have a template, but this is one thing I do. I wake up every day saying that today is another opportunity to be who God called me to be.
Sure.
There are days I am tired. There are days I feel like I'm not doing enough. But then I show up regardless.
True.
And I think that's what makes me who I am. Showing up.
Wonderful. So I'm going to keep showing up too. Kemi, keep showing up.
Show up.
All right, let's go straight into the conversation. So people say that we pay too much attention to the girl child. We're celebrating International Women's Day. We celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child. Yeah. We celebrate International Daughters Day. We have like 45 Mother's Day in a year.
And men are jealous.
And men are jealous. So just one gender has up to 10 celebrations in a year. Do you think we're even paying too much attention? Apart from that, you have NGOs and bodies who are doing female-based programs, you know. So there's a whole lot going on involving the female gender. Do you think we're even doing enough?
Well, first of all, I would appreciate those who have been doing one thing or the other in their little capacity to project that there is a need for some sort of advocacy for the girl child. But if you ask me, that we've not done enough. So I would say that the attention we're paying to the girl child right now is not even enough. Wow. But that does not undermine all the effort that has been put into raising the girl child.
Sure. So now, what should we be doing? Because a lot of people do the talking, but the action itself, how can we make the girl child, or how can we help them become everything God has called them to be, irrespective of what the society says or irrespective of what's happening around them? How exactly can we help the girl child to live beyond and live to the fullest expectations or potentials? Yeah, potentials is the word.
I'll just start by saying that as far back as I can remember, and I've lived over 3 decades now, so I can tell you that as far back as I can remember, I noticed that there is this disconnect between who the woman is or the girl is in the society and who the man is. or the boys in the society. And growing up, it bothered me a lot. I'll be like, why is it that when you go to certain places, men are accorded more respect than women? Men have more chances at showing up in places because they are men. And that got me thinking. And one of the things I was able to realize that if we are going to raise women who break through all these social constructs, we've got to talk more about self-awareness. And you know, self-awareness is just a portion or a part of personality development, and there is nothing strange about it. It's just that every one of us should come to that place where we know that we are enough in ourselves. Okay? And saying this as an African girl, a girl who was born and bred in the city of Ibadan, I knew that I had extra work to do if I would show up and be successful. And so one of the things that really helped me that I want to talk about is self-awareness, knowing that, see, life is what I make of it. Knowing that nobody will come and make certain choices and decisions for me. So every day when I am conscious of who I am, I make decisions that will benefit me first of all. And self-awareness also says that you put yourself first. Because see, the girl child has been told, don't worry, hold this certificate. Ha! You are carrying it to man's house.
So they're catching.
You know, some girls say, last, man is the goal. But see, is that really true? I'm sure they are being sarcastic anyways. But you know, some people actually take it literally.
Yeah.
That's all they live for. I don't know if you remember this movie in Eddie Murphy's Coming to America. You know, when they were introducing a lot of girls to him, and he actually saw one, and he was like, okay, but
I remember.
But you're really maybe we can manage this one. The girl said, he asked her, what do you want? He said, my Lord, I want what you want. All my life, I have waited for this moment. Said, bark like a dog. And she was barking. Ha! I say, I hear me. Oh Lord, my God.
I remember that part. I think the next part of Coming to America, she was still there. She was still barking like a dog.
I did see Coming to America too.
You need to see it.
All right, I will try. But you know, see, I know places where the girl was all her life. They were grooming her for marriage. And don't get me wrong, I'm married, happily married.
Yes.
A mother of 2 amazing children. All right, but see, we've got to teach our children, our girls, that see, all there is to life is not marriage. That even when they get married, they still have a life to live. Because that is where I have a headache right now. Like you see a lot of girls and you're like, okay, Sister Alagbaja, now that you have married, Oluwa Sheun, so what are you doing? Consider the Wabati. Consider the Wabati. So I think you should register for your MSc. Hey. What will I do about Junior? And in my heart, my inner man wants to slap that person and slap some sense into her.
Oh, God.
And be like, babe, did your parents actually send you to the university so that eventually all you do was that when you die, they will say, she came. She had 38 children. And then she died. Because you know what? When you read your Bible, when I was much younger, I'll be like, when you are reading the Bible, this is the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David. Some people, they'll say, and he lived for 800 years. He had 38 wives. That is my own inclusion. He had Kinikon wives and children. And then he died. But you notice that some people, when they get to their point, they will say, and David, the son of Jesse, the king of Judah, and the king of Israel. At 17, David started making impact. And I'm like, whoa. See, this one life that I came of, we will make it count. We will raise girls who are so aware of who they are without any airs, without hair of pride or arrogance. But you know, they are just like in their own little corner. They are like, if you are coming with shit, don't bring it to my domot.
At all.
Because they're just sufficient. They know who they are and they know where they're going.
Sure, definitely. Know who they are and know where they're going.
Yeah.
Okay, so the girl child, basically, some have relegated them and believe they are second-class citizen. I don't know what that is, but they're second-class citizen. How exactly can we help our girls build confidence and courage to take the helm of their affairs? Take charge, to say, I can do this and I want to do it. How can we help them to go all out for what they want?
Blessing I get. Even what is in your heart right now, I can get. And I will share a personal story. This happened to me, so I'm not reporting anything. It happened to me. And so I sat on the committee. We were planning a send-forth for somebody. And, when all the men in the room had spoken, I was like, I want to say something. I raised my hand. I started talking. And then one of those men in that room, prior to that time, I've had very few interactions with him, and I could smell trouble from far away. So I used to avoid him, but that day there was no reason for us to avoid each other because we were on a committee. But then, he said something to me that was really, really, really annoying. So when I was midway into my observations, he was like, the fact that we said we invited you to this meeting does not mean that you should talk. Leave the talking to the man.
To the man.
I allowed him to land. And I took a long look at him. And then took my gaze back to the rest of the committee members. I went ahead with what I wanted to say. And when I was through, I picked my bag and walked out like a queen.
Queen I stand.
Prior to that, as a younger girl, I would have fled up.
True.
I would have said, excuse me, in this age and generation and time and season. No, but because I'm also growing.
True.
I realized that, we've spoken about who the woman should be for too long enough. It is time for us to just be who we were meant to be. And the girl child is not a second-class citizen.
Nope.
She is not inferior. And she's not a low-lifer.
Yes, so.
And why would you even say that the girl child is inferior to the boy child? I don't know where people got that from. Because all through my life, I am so grateful to God that I was raised by a man who loved all his children equally. Okay. My own father. I saw for the first time in an environment where men put their wives behind. I saw my own father taking a stand and fighting for my mom when she was alive. So it was strange to me going out and seeing the way people were treated, and I'm like, really? You mean women have to go through all of this? And then growing up, going to their institution, I realized that we're not going to stop all this bias anytime soon. Sure. So I began to make decisions. And I'll be sharing with us some of the things that I did that, that really made my life much more easier. Number one, I would say that we should raise girls who can stand up for themselves. Very important. Like I did that day. I stood up for myself. I did not react to what he said, but I responded by being a queen. I realized that nobody can define me much more than I am defining myself. So if someone calls you a second-class citizen, who do you call yourself? If someone says our girls are not supposed to be successful, then you break that bar and tell them that I am a girl and I am not disadvantaged. Because until we start showing up, until we start taking the bull by the horn, until we start giving people enough evidence to make them understand that, see, I may be a girl, I may be a woman, but I'm also a very shrewd administrator. I am also, when it comes to administration, Ideo, upstairs. Like a friend will say, you know, and see, number two, we should raise girls who knows that they don't need permission to be great. Recently, a friend of mine, she cut her hair. I know she did Anita Baker. You know Anita Baker now?
I know.
And she said, the first thing that happened was that she got to church and someone said, did your husband give you permission to cut your hair? And you know, that my friend, she's a drama queen. She was just like, though she was not wearing a wig, she said she just flipped her head like this and said, sorry, where I'm from, we don't need permission to cut our hair. Because first of all, it's my hair. I was like, babe, slap me a high five. Because honestly, if someone told me that, honestly, I would just be like, I said to you, you can go and ask my husband yourself. But you know, I wouldn't blame the person asking such a question. For a long time, the woman has been made to feel as though she's feeble and weak. But then if you're listening to this, you're not weak, you're not feeble, you're strong, you're powerful, and like she said, you're a power woman. And see, another thing I would say is that keep showing up. I won't lie to you. I've made mistakes on this journey. But then, if I make a mistake today, maybe I did something I shouldn't have done, a younger me would crawl back and be like, I messed up, big time. But see, the more I'm growing now, I'm becoming older every day. And I realize that the solution to making a mistake is not drawing back.
Sure.
You've got to keep living. And that's where a lot of girls get it wrong. Like, okay, you made a mistake and at 15 or 16, you got pregnant. And everybody have cancelled you. You know, there's this cancel culture.
Cancel culture, yeah.
There's this cancel culture that, OT. And you know, the way they even look at you, the way they talk to you, like nothing good can come out of your Nazareth anymore. And I've come to tell you this, that see, ask every successful woman you have seen. They've made mistakes at certain points in their lives. But you know what queens do? They realize they make a mistake. They learn from it. And they rise from the ashes of their mistakes and they move on. They keep showing up. See, when you're pregnant, show up. Don't say, is this pregnancy? You have an MSc exam. Is this pregnancy? You are supposed to register for this course. Is this pregnancy? Let me shock you. When people look at you and be like, that woman, she's always making excuses for even the baby that she's here to give birth to. They will park you in one side. Sure. And they will look for the more forward-thinking woman who is not giving excuses, who is showing up, irregardless. Though she is sick, when she has a surgery, the whole world does not know. When she went for a myomectomy, the whole world did not know. Because she's not sitting down, moping, and saying, oh God, why is my life different? I'm not saying you cannot take deliberate breaks. But see, take them from a place of strength, where you know that, okay, I need to take a break right now in my life. I want to take a break from active work because I need to raise my children. But see, you are taking it from a place of informed decision. A place of strength. Like, let me tell you this, I've been everything. I've been penniless, I've been broke, I've been that stay-at-home woman. At a point in my life, I didn't have Shingbai to my name. But see, it didn't change who I am. See, it didn't take away the consciousness of where I was going. Because I knew at those points I had to take a backward step and recalibrate, like engineers say. And just look at it. That Ruth, where are you going? And see, these breaks brought me to where I am today. Another thing I'm going to say to you, as a girl child, if you're listening to me, is that you should own your journey. With your full chest. Let people know that this journey of destiny, fine, thank you. I do appreciate your counsel. I appreciate your concern. But see, in the end, it's my life. My life, my choices, my life, my preferences, my life, my goodwill. Because in the end, if you are not taking steps towards being the woman, let me say it this way. I don't know the pictures you have about the future. But see, I can't see them. You are the only one who sees them. The same way you don't know the kind of image I have in my head about where I'm going. So when you see me and you're like, Ogao, she, that your son, you should have given him a brother. It happened to me recently. I thought the guy was joking. I said, he said, no, it is not a prayer point. I am saying that even after this program, we will come and eat rice. I said, maybe in your house. I was trying to make him understand that, Baba, it's not happening anytime soon. He was like, no, we rebuke that devil. I said, sir, there is no devil anywhere. I got home and I told my husband that, when will people learn? That's it. First of all, it is my life and I am not complaining. You've got to own your journey. One thing I want to also say is that you should hang around places where you have been validated. Like, my husband used to say something that everyone will not like you. Sure. Once you settle this at the back of your mind, I'm not saying this that you can justify your bad behavior, no. But see, even Jesus, when he was alive, the Pharisees hated him. They wanted his head, by all means. Everybody cannot like you. In fact, someone said, if you want everybody to like you, then sell ice cream. And that's true. See, everybody cannot like you. Once you realize this, you will be able to fine-tune your associations. You know that, in that place, they don't like me. Don't let me even go there. But hang around places and people where, when you show up, they're like, yeah, that's my babe. So, people who celebrate you, every win. Oh, babe, you know, when we were younger, we used to have some older brothers in church. And when they come around, Ruth, Baoni, what class are you now? I'm like, I'm in SSC. They'll be like, whoa! And I'm like, I'm in SSC. Bro, congratulations. So how did you do in your exams? I said, I even came third position. Whoa, I'll buy you a bottle of drink. And you know, they were instilling confidence. And I'm like, the next time he saw me, how far? And I said, I'm in the university now. In fact, I did direct entry. It was like, give me 5, give me 5, give me 5. Every time he sees me, when we see at national programs like that, he wants to know what's going on with me. And then I was like, wow, he cares about me. He's interested. And when I say care, he's not the kind of elder brother that wants to be doing one thing. Those ones, their story is another discussion. But I'm saying you can have people who validate you and they are not looking for any other thing else. Sure. So hang around them. And then another thing I'm going to say to you is that you've got to build a network of people who will look you straight in the eyes and call your bullshit. Yep. And be like, babe, you messed up. Yep. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that or and just, gloss over the whole situation. You messed up. You don't do that. The decisions you made as regards that situation was not right. You can do better. This is not you. This is not who I know you to be. And then one thing you know about them is that though they can be harsh with the truth, they love you regardless. Yes. They'll be like, well, I know you're hungry. You're hungry. Okay, I'll buy pizza for you. You know, they want you to succeed. They want the best for you. Yes. All right.
So, Mrs. Fabs is a well of wisdom and knowledge, and we can do this the whole day. Oh my God. Well, we have to go on a break right now. She's still with us. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.